homework, I think I gave you 17, 20, 21. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Does anyone need me to do any bit of number 17? That was just solving. We're all okay with 17?
Yeah.
20?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So it says number 20. It says x plus 2 is a factor and x minus 3 is a factor. Oh yeah, okay. Better? Yeah. Right, so x plus 2 is a factor, x minus 3 is a factor. Right, okay, and here's the equation: 2x cubed plus 8x squared minus 17x plus b. Right, okay, so if x plus 2 is a factor, that means x equals minus 2 is a solution. Okay, so that means if I fill in minus 2 for x, so 2 times minus 2 times cubed plus 8 times minus 2 to be squared minus 17 times minus 2 plus b, because it's a solution, if I did all that, I would get 0. Okay, right, multiplying that out, that'd be minus 16. This would be plus 4a. This would be plus, is that a 17? Yeah, I didn't take it down wrong, did I? Where number? Yeah, plus 34 plus b equals 0. Rearranging that, we have 4a plus b equals minus 18. Yeah, okay. Can't go any further with that. Okay. Then if x minus 3 is a factor, that means x equals 3 is a solution. That means if I fill in 3 for x, so it's 2 times 3 to be cubed plus 8 times 3 to be squared minus 17 times 3 plus b. Right, when I fill that in, it work out to be naught because it's a solution. So cubing out, squaring out, multiplying out, whatever you want to call it, 54, yeah, plus 9a minus 51 plus b equals 0. So that would be 9a plus b equals minus 3, I think. Is that alright? Okay, so then simultaneous equations, write one underneath the other. So 4a plus b equals minus 18. 9a plus b equals minus 3. The b's will cancel there if I change the sign, so I'll change that, and change that. They'll cancel and you get minus 5a equals minus 15. So that means a is equal to 3. So sub back in 4 times 3. Yeah. What I do is I do 4 times 3 plus b equals minus 18. So that means b is equal to minus 6. Job done. Is that right? Okay. Is there a second part? Find the third factor. Right. Find the third factor and hence solve the equation 2x cubed plus that equal. No, I'm reading the wrong question. Right. Find the values of a and b. Hence find the third factor. Right. Okay. So what I could do is, right, one factor is x plus 2. The other factor is x minus 3. If, yeah, I'll move it up, yeah.
Would b not be minus 30 because
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're right, sorry. No, yeah, yeah. Is that alright? Did people get minus 30? Have I made a mistake? It seems very big, but that mightn't be. It could be very big. Are we okay? Right, I forgot to change the sign when I brought it over. Does anyone agree with me? A is 3, B is minus 30? Yeah? Right, okay, sorry about that. Right, okay, so can I move it up? Like that? Have I cut anyone off? Right, okay, they're the two factors they gave me. If I square that out, that'd be minus x minus 6. Okay, if I square that out, That's what I get my what you call it, cubic equation. I've just figured out that a is 3, so it's 3x squared minus 17x minus 30, right, and I can divide that by, sorry, what were you? Sorry, I'm after squashing this up now, but it'll be fine. Minus x minus 6, 2x cubed. Do you know what? That's just a mess. I'll go across the other way. Sorry. So that would be 2x cubed minus 30, and I want to divide it by x squared minus x minus 6. You do your division your own way, right? So that would be 2x, and that would be plus 5, right? And everything else is a check, I would say. So that would be minus 10x. That would be minus 10x. No, it wouldn't. Sorry, I've lost the run of myself. Minus 2x squared. That would be plus 5x squared. That's correct. And this would be minus 12x. And this would be minus 5x. And now I'm right. So the third factor is 2x plus 5. Right. That's the third factor. That's all they wanted. Is that right? Are we good? Right. So you do your division your way. Right. Okay. Yes.
And what did you divide it by?
I divided by x squared minus x minus 6, which was the other two factors multiplied together. What you could do is just divide it by one of the factors, end up with a quadratic equation and factorize it, and it'll be fine too. Okay, you'll get the same answer as well. Is that right? So you could just divide it by one of the factors if you prefer, and then you'd end up with a quadratic equation which you factorize, and that will give you 2x plus 5, and whichever one you didn't use. Is that okay? I'll take that as a yes. Right, okay, next one. 21. Am I doing 21?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Is it okay to take that away? Right, 21. Right, says given the equation ax cubed plus 8x squared plus bx plus 6 is exactly divisible by x squared minus 2x minus 3. So that means x squared minus 2x minus 3 is a factor. Right, find the values of a and b. So I can factorize this, okay, and I get x and x. Sorry. X and x, 3 and 1, a minus and a plus. So if x squared minus 2x minus 3 is a factor, then x minus 3 is a factor and x plus 1 is a factor. Is that alright? Okay, so that means x is 3 is a solution and x is equal to minus 1 is a solution. Does everyone see where I got that? So then you go ax cubed plus 8x squared plus bx plus 6. Right, and if I put in 3 for x, I should get 0. So that's a times 3 to be cubed plus a times 3 to be squared plus b times 3 plus 6 equals 0. Okay, that would be 27a. Right, that's 7 plus 72. Plus 3b plus 6 equals 0. Right, rearranging 27a plus 3b equals 78 minus 78. Okay, is that alright? There's equation number 1. Equation number 2, I also know x equals minus 1. So where I see an x, put in a minus 1, so it's minus 1 to be cubed, plus a times minus 1 to be squared, plus b times minus 1 plus 6, and because I know it's a solution, when that all works out, it should be equal to 0, right? So that would be minus a, that would be plus 8, minus b, plus 6 equals 0. So that's minus a minus b equals minus 14. There's my second equation. Okay. So then simultaneous equations. So I might multiply this one by 3 while I'm transferring it over. So the top one is 27a plus 3b equals minus 78. Multiplying the second one by 3, I get minus 3a minus 3b equals minus 42. Sorry, did I do something wrong?
Why is it plus 8?
Plus 8, because when you square minus 1, anytime you square a negative number, you always get a positive number. So minus 1 squared is minus 1 by minus 1, which is plus 1. And 8 by plus 1 is plus 8. Any other questions before I move on? Get stuck in again? No? Okay. They cancel. Right, I get 24a equals minus 120. So that means a is equal to minus 5. Right, okay. And then I'm going to take the second equation because it's easier. A minus b equals minus 14. So that's minus 5, which is plus 5, minus b equals minus 14. So, yeah, so b is equal to 19. Okay, is that right? So my equation was ax squared, which is minus 5x cubed plus 8x squared plus 19x plus 6. That's my quadratic now. Okay? Sorry, have I done something wrong? Who's talking? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, minus, it should be minus 19, yes, thank you. Yes, you are correct. Right, okay.
So like, you put 5 over.
I put minus 5 over, and it's minus
No,
8.
it's fine, yeah. But like, you put 5 over that equal sign there when it's on 5 minus b minus 14. Then it becomes minus
Oh, yeah.
19. So
Yeah,
then
it is
just
plus
change
19,
both,
yeah.
it's 19.
Yeah, it is plus 19, yeah. Okay, sorry, it is plus 19 because I brought the b over to the other side. Yes?
You know, for the simultaneous equation,
Yes?
multiply
The bottom line by 3?
do you not multiply the top line by minus 1? Because of
No, because it's plus 3b, and this is a minus b, so this is a plus 3b already, and this is a minus b, so I didn't have to change the sign because one was a plus and one was minus already.
oh,
Is that right? Any more questions for me? Have I got that right now? Right, okay. So you can divide that by the quadratic x squared minus 2x minus 3, or you could divide it by one of the if you didn't like dividing by a quadratic, you wanted to divide by a next term, just divide by one of the factors and then factorize your quadratic, okay? Right, okay, so
is that x squared minus 2x minus 3?
yeah, that's what they gave me, yeah. So minus 5x cubed in here, a plus 6 in here. I'm dividing by x squared minus 2x and minus 3. So that would be minus 5x. Yeah, and this one would be minus 2, and then check. That would be 10x, and this would 10x squared even. And this would be minus 2x squared, which would give me plus 8x squared. And this one is plus 15x, and this one would be plus 4x. So I am correct. So my third factor is minus 5x minus 2 here. And does it say solve? It says hence solve the equation. So minus 5x minus 2 is one factor. The others were x minus 3 and x plus 1. Okay, so let each bracket equal naught. You'll get x is equal to minus 2 over 5. You'll get x is equal to 3. And you'll get x is equal to minus 1. Good?
Miss, where did you get the dividing number?
Where did I get the dividing?
The x squared is 2x take 3.
That they gave me that in the sum.
Oh,
They told me that was a factor up in the sum. Right? Are we good? Any other questions? Ask me. No? All good? Right. Okay. That was it, was it? Right. I did most of the next section yesterday. I have one bit to do. Probably the most important bit, but yeah. Okay. So if I'm given a graph, can I come up with the equation? Okay. So that's what I have to do. I might treat myself to a new pen. Or not. Right, I wonder if this is one right. Yeah, good. Right, okay. So given a cubic graph, find the equation. Okay. So given a cubic graph, find the equation. Yeah. Right. General form of a cubic equation. So f of x um, right, where a is a constant, right, as in its number, and b, c, and d are where the graph cuts the x-axis. Right, in other words, girls, they are the solutions, or the roots. Because that's what solutions of roots are, where it cuts the x-axis. Is that okay? Right, so okay, so the best way to explain this is to do an example, right? Okay, so an example would be right, okay. Now this is me copying something very badly from the book, so it's not drawn to scale, okay? So it's not drawn to scale at all. Okay? Is that alright? So cuts the x-axis at -4, 1 and 2, and they also told me it goes through the point 0.8. Okay? Right, okay, and the thing is find a cubic expression. Expression for the graph. Expression for the graph, and you have to give your form in the form f of x is equal to ax cubed, so something x cubed plus something x squared. Basically, when I'm going to solve it, I need to multiply it out. How do I know to multiply it out? Because they want it as something x cubed, something x squared, something x plus d. We'll worry about that when we get that far. Is that alright? Okay, right. Okay, so the general form, girls, is, right, where it cuts the x-axis, that's the solution. So the solutions are x is equal to minus 4, x is equal to 1, and x is equal to 2. Isn't that right? So x equals 2. These are solutions.
Can you move the top or the middle?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, kind. Right, so they're the solutions. Is that alright? Okay, we all got, you know where I got those? From the graph. Okay, got the solutions from the graph. Okay, and it's a cubic equation, there's 3 solutions, we know that. Okay, so it's cut the graph in 3 places. Right, so we have the solutions. So, yeah?
You know the place where it cuts the y-axis, is that 0, 8?
That's 0, 8, yeah. That's, I know it looks funny, it's not drawn to scale, right, okay? I'll show you in a minute why we need an extra point. So we need to know where it cuts the x-axis, but we need to know one extra point as well. It doesn't have to be where it cuts the y-axis, it can be any point on the on it. Yes?
Are they the roots? The minus
Yeah,
one?
they're the roots, the solutions, the roots. Right, okay. So basically, girls, if these are the solutions, the brackets were x plus 4, weren't they? What was the next factor? X minus 1, and the last factor was x minus 2. Now, there could be a constant in front, right? I don't know. There could be a constant in front, because remember yesterday we talked about, this is me doodling now, don't draw this. Do you remember yesterday we talked about a cubic equation? Might look like that. Then if we double it, it would still cross at the same points. So if we double it, it would still cross at the same points, wouldn't it? Okay, remember we talked about that yesterday?
Excuse me, please. If any first years have HPV vaccination forms, please bring them to reception at 3:05. And any first years that have not brought back their forms, please drop them into the box here at reception tomorrow morning. Also, can all candidates for student council please go to the chapel now? All candidates for student council to the chapel now, please. And would Ava Butler come to reception at the bell? Thank you.
Ooh, we're getting our results, every. Yay. You just, oh, I thought you weren't going, I thought you were charging, oh, you're getting your phone, you couldn't last that long without your phone, yeah? Jesus. Right, okay, that's on camera now. Right, okay, so remember yesterday we said, well, if this graph cuts at the roots, cuts the x-axis at those points, if you double it, it will still have the same solutions, won't it? Right, the peaks will just be twice as big. And if it was 3 times, it'd be the same, the peaks would be just 3 times as big. Remember we said that yesterday? Okay, so when you have the solutions, right, you don't know which one you have. You don't know, is it the single, you know, without, or is it double, or is it triple, or is it 4 times, or is it 10 times, you don't know, right? So that's what the A is about at the start there, okay? Because you don't know, it could be double, it could be just this by itself, it could be double it could be triple it could be 10 times it, you don't know, right? Is that okay? So, that's where the A comes from, okay? Because the ones that are double, triple, 4 times all have the same solutions, okay? That's why you need the extra piece of information. The extra piece of information they told us was that the graph goes through the point 0.8, okay? Right? So that means that's x, that's y. So everywhere I see an x, I put in a 0. Everywhere I see a y, I put in an 8. F of x is another word for, or another way of saying y, isn't it? So 8 equals a, we don't know. X is 0 plus 4. X here is 0 minus 1. And the last x is 0 minus 2. Is that okay? Right, so that means 8 is equal to, multiplying out here, that's a times 4 times minus 1 times minus 2, isn't it? Okay, so that's 8 is equal to a times 8. 8 times a, so a turns out to be 1. Okay, because that multiplies out to be 8. So you get 8a equals 8, a is 1. Right, so it turned out to be the single function, but it could easily turned out to be the double one, the triple one, whatever. Okay, so f of x, girls, is equal to a turned out to be 1, so I'm not going to write it down. So it's x plus 4 times x minus 1 times x minus 2. Okay, so they asked for it in the form x cubed, something x squared, something x, and a number. It means you have to multiply out the brackets. Okay, if they didn't ask you for it in that form, that's a perfectly valid answer. Don't bother multiplying it out. But if they ask for it in the specific form, you need to multiply it out. So to multiply it out, what I do is I'll just leave the first term for a minute. Okay, I'll multiply out the second two. So you multiply out the second two and then multiply the answer by the first term. Is that alright? X minus 2. So that would be x plus 4. Multiplying out in here, that would be x squared plus, sorry, it wouldn't, it would be minus 2x minus x plus 2. Right, then I'd multiply out, I can tidy that up, that's x plus 4 multiplied by x squared minus 3x plus 2. And then continue multiplying out. So it's x times x squared minus 3x plus 2 plus 4 times x squared minus 3x plus 2. So I'm just multiplying out here. Okay. That would be x to the power of 3 minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 4x squared minus 12x plus 8. Okay, tidying it up, x cubed, I have minus 3x squared plus 4x squared would be plus x squared. Yeah, and then I have 2x and minus 12x would be minus 10x, and then I have a plus 8 at the end. Are we good? Right, okay, so you need an extra piece of information to figure out whether there's a constant at the front. Okay, the constant turned out to be 1 here, which was grand. Right, okay, but there could easily be a 2 or a 3 or a 7 or anything in front of that. Okay, you need to check. That's why we need the extra point. And in this example, they gave me the point where it cut the y-axis. It doesn't have to be that point though, it can be any point. Right? Yes?
If there is a number for a point and it actually multiply that, you multiply it by...
What I would do is I'd multiply the number by the first bracket, and then I'd multiply the second bracket, and then I'd multiply, as in if it was 2, I'd make that 2x plus 8, and then multiply 2x plus 8 by the answer here.
Okay, you don't multiply,
Yeah, you only multiply it by one bracket. Yeah, yeah. Okay, any other questions for me? Right, will I do a second one? Yeah, okay, right. Sorry, were you all done? We are now. Sorry. Sorry, I'm going to have muscles in my arms and rubbing off. No. Right, okay. So I'm going to do example 2. Why? Example 2. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and again, it's not drawn to scale. Okay, so we're going to go up and down. Right, okay, and then tell me this is 0, 4, and they tell me this is -2, and they tell me this is 1. Right, what are the roots of this equation? Solutions or roots? X is equal to -2. Yeah, sorry. Solutions are x equals -2, x equals 1. That's only 2 solutions. Where's the other one? You have to repeat 1. Why have I to repeat 1? Because it touches at 1. It doesn't cross at 1, it touches, so that means it's there twice. You know the way equal roots? Remember that? Okay, so x is -2 is a solution. 1, it touches at 1, so that means it's a repeated root. So that means x equals 1 is there twice. Okay, so that means the factors are x plus 2, right? X minus 1 and x minus 1 is there again. Okay, so the function, right, that's equal to all of that, and there could be a constant in front, we don't know. Right, okay, so I'm kind of hoping there is, but there is, yeah, it's fine. So there could be a constant in front. A might turn out to be 1, it might not, we don't know, right? That's what you need, your second piece of it, your point, right? And it doesn't have to be where it cuts the y-axis, it just happens the 2 examples that I picked too, right? So it's 0, 4, so that means everywhere I see an x, put in a 1, everywhere I see a y, put in a 4, right? So that means 4 is equal to a times 0 plus 2 times 0 minus 1 times 0 minus 1. Okay, so that means 4 is equal to a times, multiplying, that's 2, minus 1, so 2 times minus 1 is a plus anyway, plus 2, isn't it? So that's 2a equals 4, so that means a is equal to 2. Okay, is that alright? Yes.
Why are those signs that way and not like why are not all of them pluses?
Sorry?
Why are not all like so if x is equal to 1? Oh never mind.
Yeah, x minus 1 is the factor. Yeah, are we okay?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so a turns out to be 2. Right, okay, so I'm going to continue over here. F of x is equal to 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 1. Is that okay? So what I'm going to do is, right, to multiply out, I'm going to multiply the 2 by the first bracket, so I'll get 2x plus 4. Right? And I'm going to multiply the 2 second brackets. Now the second bracket is basically x minus 1 to be squared. So I'm going to take my shortcut if that's okay. So I'm going to square the first, twice the first by the second, square the last. Okay? So it's really x minus 1 by x minus 1 is x minus 1 to be squared. Use the shortcut. Okay? If you don't like the shortcut, do it the long way. Right? Okay? Then that's 2x multiplied by x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 4 bracket x squared minus 2x plus 1. Multiplying out, that's, am I okay to move it up? Right, that's f of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x plus 4x squared minus 8x plus 4. So f of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 4x squared means the x squared term is gone, right? Plus 2x minus 8x is minus 6x, and then I have a plus 4 at the end. Is that good? Is that okay? The x squared term just cancelled out, minus 4x squared plus 4x squared, right? And as I say, you don't need to multiply it out. You can give your answer like that if they don't ask you to multiply it out, right? So you can give that as your answer if they don't ask you to multiply it out, okay? So this is example 2 I'm on to now, right? So, do you want to take a 5-minute break? Yeah, I want to take a 5-minute break. Yeah.